That's Pika. Welcome back to yet another One Piece chapter review. I am your host, Kyushu92. So, yo, peoples! We are back with a new chapter today, and it is chapter 837, Luffy versus Commander Cracker. We finally get a Yonko Commander versus Straw Hat fight. Ooh, and who do we got here? From the decks of the New World, the 500 Million Man Arc, Volume 24, within the ruins of a certain island, the Red Hair Pirates. Oh! Shanks' crew! We get to see pieces of Shanks' crew! And there's Yasopp. I don't see Ben Beckman anywhere. Dang it. Ben Beckman's awesome. Alright, let's move on to the chapter. I am Cracker, the Biscuit Knight. Pretzel is the name of my trusty blade. First off, let's read the subtitle. A clash against not only a Yonko executive, but a man with a bounty of over 800 million. And as we know, Luffy's has been the highest supernova bounty we've seen, but we've seen Jack and his is 1 billion. So that means just how high does the bounties go. Okay. Pretzel is the name of my trusty blade. It is a unique weapon that has no peer. How did he grow those extra arms? Even his self-proclaimed one-of-a-kind sword multiplied. I shall baptize you with a new world cleansing. Let's fall back for now, Luffy. This guy's probably one of the executives. I don't wanna. And he goes straight into Gear 3rd. Gear 3rd! Gomu no! You've given yourself nowhere to run. Erefantogan! And then Cracker easily blocks it and uses Haki to try and stab Luffy, but Luffy blocks it with his own Haki. Nice, very nice. Actually, did he block it? Did he break through his Haki? No, he didn't. He hardened up his entire body except for one side. Oh, yeah, he hardened up his entire left side. So that way, smart. Dang it. And then he's getting stabbed at. Okay. Pretzel, roll. Ooh, he got him right in he went straight through the Haki. And he nails him and he sends him flying into a tree. And all of the homies are getting thrown. He split right through the homies. And they're all running, no! Wow. He cleared out an entire path worth of trees, taking on Luffy. Hooey. And Brule is just laughing off to the side. Everyone else is stunned. Pound Cake is stunned. Nami is stunned. Cracker is just, well, you know. Alright. This is so bad. We're up against the crew of a Yonko. We've been underestimating these guys greatly. Even Luffy was overpowered by one of her underlings. Luffy, run! Hooey, hold your horses, darling. You should be more concerned about me. And me, Joe. I know exactly what you're feeling. You're terrified, aren't you? Hooey, the so-called worst generation? Tell me, just what exactly is supposed to be the worst about you all? All you've really managed to do is get your 15 minutes of fame during your journey along the first half of the Grand Line. I can't tell you the countless pirates I've witnessed in my lifetime who would confidently boast and ramble on about how their captain would become the next pirate king. And without fail, each and every time, they would hit the proverbial wall, and their expressions would quickly turn to despair just like yours has. Now that I think about it, during these past 2 years, a few of your colleagues had the misfortune of wandering into Mama's territory. Captain Kidd, Apu the Roar of the Sea, Gangbang, and Urouge the Mad Monk. Wow, they all come in contact with Big Mom already? Other than Beg, who quickly realized where he stood in the pecking order, Mr. Popo, and quickly came to the understanding that becoming one of our subordinates was in his best interest.
Each and every last one of them were swiftly escorted from our territory without so much as even catching even a glimpse of Mama herself. The only one who'd even managed to put up any semblance of a fight was Uruj the Mad Monk. That snot-nosed punk actually succeeded in taking down one of our commanders.
Really? Oh! Of all the people that came up against Mama, Uruj took down a commander, and Luffy's having trouble with just Cracker right now. Whew! I wonder how that turned out.
In any case you're wondering, until that little incident took place, we had 4 commanders instead of our current 3.
Uruj must have did a number on this dude.
But that was as far as he could take things. All he really accomplished was riling up Mama to the point that she sent in Brother Cracker to put him in his place. No one escapes from this forest. I'm sure his corpse is probably rotting off somewhere around here.
Did Uruj see Mama before or after the events of Dressrosa? Because she's making it sound like Uruj has been there recently.
Listen carefully. This place you're standing at now is the place where all dreams come to die in the New World. Standing toe-to-toe with a Yonko? Ha! Talk about wishful thinking. You won't even get the chance to lay a finger on Mama. Infiltrate the tea party? Stop the wedding? Get your little friends back? Absurd, unthinkable, and preposterous. You sealed your fates when you willingly stepped into the forest, and she grabs Navi, and you shall all perish without ever even knowing what Mama looks like. Come, little girl, join your pals inside my mirror world. No, I'll take my sweet merry time shredding all of you into pieces on the other side.
Pound! Get off of her, Brule! Wait, did he? Did he hit her? I think he did.
Thank you. Stepfather, pound! No, just pound. You've really gone and done it now. No matter how you slice it, your actions just now qualify as rebellion against Mama. You're finished, you fool. There's no coming back from this.
Thunderbolt Tempo! And Brule is fried. Deep fried Brule. Oh, that is so good. You realize, why haven't villains learned not to monologue? I mean, if they would just watch The Incredibles, they would know that monologuing is the last thing you would want to do. Oh boy, if only they learned. And Brule is out for the count. When you see the whites of their eyes, they done, son. And they're all trembling. Brule will definitely show up again. She can appear just about anywhere there's a mirror. Sorry, looks like I've dragged you into our mess. Truth be told, nothing's really changed. My ex-wife has already given her subordinates the directive that they could kill me at their leisure. That's actually sad. Father knowing that his ex-wife has told all of her children to, whenever you get the chance, or whenever you feel like it, go and kill your father for me. I mean, there's no rush, just make sure it gets done. That's a hurting feeling. But never mind that. Are you really friends with Lola?
Yes, there's no doubt it's her, which means that her mom is in fact Big Mom. The fact that everyone trembles at the sight of this card is proof. I'll definitely be putting this to good use, Lola.
So useful. And... Oh, this fight's still going on.
Holy crap, Sir Cracker! This is way more than we bargained for! Hey, this is no time to panic. Do not forget you have one job and one job only within the Seducing Woods. You can run around all you want, but do not ever give them an exit from this forest. Right! Gomu gomu no! Hokugatering!
Ooh, we haven't seen that in a while.
Hard biscuit!
Dang it. This guy's Busoshoku is harder than anything I've come across. Ooh, that means that this dude's armament haki is stronger than Doflamingo's. Because for Luffy to say that it's harder than anything he's ever come across, he would have said it's harder. He would have said it's as hard as. I seriously believe he would have said this is as hard as Doflamingo's if it was on par. But it's clear that Cracker, an executive of Yonko, his armament haki is clearly stronger than Doflamingo's. Otherwise, he wouldn't have said it. This guy's Busoshoku armament is harder than anything I've come across. He's barely doing any damage to him with his own haki. Wow, this dude is strong. So this is the strength of a... Oh! And Cracker nails him, and Luffy is down, wheezing. Luffy's tired. This is the strength of an executive of... This is the strength of a commander of a Yonko. Luffy is already tired from fighting him, and Cracker's still raring to go. Oh! Who are the others? Whoo! Take heed. If you truly consider Vinsmoke Sanji your friend, just leave him be. He is a bona fide prince from a powerful country. His roots occupy a territory that you mere peasants could never hope to touch. He shall be wed to the perfect wife, and lead a carefree life without any troubles. Right here, alongside us. You want to take him back? Honestly, how selfish can you be? You would have the nerve to destroy the happiness of a man you dare call your friend? Even if by some miracle you were able to reach him once more, that man of royal blood would simply let out a sigh of exasperation and say in no uncertain terms, "Leave this instant. The sight of all you lowly pirates sickens me." Wow. Cracker does not know Sanji like we know Sanji. And they're all laughing. Uh-oh. Something's happening. Gamu Gamu no? Oh! Gear forth! Oh! He brought it right out! Whoo! What? Oh! Kong gun! Right off the bat, I am out of breath. I'm seeing stars. I move too quickly. Woo! Luffy is not playing around. Which means that this dude is clearly above Doflamingo's level. It took us 2 years for us to get past Dressrosa and see the fight. And it took how many episodes for Luffy to go into Gear Forth and beat Doflamingo? And after one small skirmish between Cracker, we see Gear Forth right now? Just how strong is Cracker for Luffy to bring this out right now? But Kong Gun already? Yes! This is so good! And he absolutely nails him. Oh, we see the whites of the eyes. Cracker's down. Cracker is down. Sir Cracker! Oh, Cracker is down after one Kong Gun. And that's just the Kong Gun. He didn't even use the King Kong Gun. Don't you ever put words in Sanji's mouth, even if he was happy and didn't want to leave here. There's no way he'd never speak to us like that. Gear Forth shows no mercy, and there is no break for next week, which means we get to see continuation. Oh, I am happy. I'm gonna walk around. Oh, yes! Luffy is upset. We haven't seen Luffy this upset ever since Doflamingo says that everyone around him is mere puppets to dance on his strings, including his friends who all deserve to die in front of him, who he considers himself a god. Wow. You never want to get Luffy this angry. Because when he grows 7 feet tall, gets hockey tattoos, and is accompanied with Gear Force. Oh boy, this is such a good chapter. You know what? Okay, that's the end of the chapter. I'm gonna go ahead and do my review now. I honestly did not think we were gonna see Gear 4 so soon. I thought it was gonna show up at least during the fight between Big Mom, because that's inevitably going to happen. But for us to see him using Gear 4 on just an executive, it makes you wonder just how strong these Yonkos really are if Luffy has to break out what he used to beat a warlord, Shichibukai, Doflamingo. And it was already hard enough for him to beat Doflamingo with that. Sure, he overpowered him a great number of times, but Doflamingo was really tanking most of those shots until that final blow. And even then, Luffy had to recover from Gear 4 because of how much of a strain it put on him, because of how much hockey reserves it literally drained out of him. Which makes me wonder, if he does not beat Cracker now, who's going to protect him? Because he was unconscious for how long? Because he used up all his hockey? I forgot. Was it like a whole day or 2 days? I think it might... I need to look back at the Dressrosa arc to see how long he passed out. But for Luffy to use Gear 4, he must be putting a really serious gamble on this. Because Gear 4 has some serious drawbacks. Especially when it's used for an extended period of time, as we've seen before. But I honestly did not think we were going to be seeing Gear 4 so soon. And especially against an executive, I thought he would at least be able to manage just a little bit. But seeing as how the only person from the worst generation to stand a chance against an executive was Urouge the Mad Monk, it makes me wonder just how strong they really are. And speaking of Urouge, I'm still wondering about that statement that Brûlé was saying, how Urouge took down one of the executives, because as it said before, there used to be 4. Sorry, my fingers weren't in there. But it makes me wonder, did all of this transpire during the Dressrosa arc or right before Luffy and the crew got there? Because Brûlé is saying like, oh, he's recently done this, so I'm pretty sure his corpse is laying around here somewhere. It makes me wonder, are the bandages that he had on when Kaido jumped off of the Sky Island onto Kid's base, was those bandages from his fight from one of the executives? Possibly? I don't know. Maybe I'm overthinking it too much, but it's sort of funny that we see Urouge the Mad Monk before they get to Whole Cake Island. Then Brûlé is talking like Urouge just recently shown up and beat up one of their executives, and now there's only 3 of them. So that's something I may have to look into. That's actually interesting, because out of all the people that have shown up there, Urouge is the only one who actually stood a chance and actually beat an executive, whereas Apu and Captain Kidd were escorted out of the territory. And as we've seen of Captain Kidd, he is not in a good place right now. As we've seen of Apu, I believe he is currently sided with Kaido right now, I think. Yeah, Kaido. He sided with Kaido. Because he had a Den Mushin. He was talking to Lord Kaido about things. He called him Lord Kaido. So both him and X-Drake, both him and Diaz Drake, are both sided with Kaido right now. So Kid is the only one who got the short end of the stick. Also, Nami now fully realizes the power behind the Viva card that Lola gave her, and she knows that she can use that, since everybody except for people who are closely associated with Big Mom are capable of being scared of the mere sight of it. So that works in her favor, plus Pound Cake is actually helping this time. He actually saved Nami from being dragged into Brûlé's mirror world, which is good. And Brûlé, for the time being, is out of the count. Of course, as Pound has said, she'll probably regain consciousness and continue to pursue them as long as there's a mirror around. Which is that might be sort of annoying, because we don't even know if there's how many mirrors are laid out inside the seducing woods. That could actually work in Brûlé's favor. There could be numerous mirrors inside this forest, so that way she can pop out of anywhere for surprise attacks and everything. So it works out perfectly for her. I know it has not said anything like that, but that's just one of the things I'm assuming. But overall, this was a good chapter. We clearly see that Cracker is strong. Cracker, before he got nailed by that Kong gun, we see that he is extremely strong. His haki is clearly stronger than Doflamingo's, because Luffy said that it's stronger than anything he has ever seen. And as we've seen, Doflamingo has had some strong... Doflamingo was the last powerful person that he's fought, and he had some strong haki. So Cracker is both strong physically and defensively, but still not defensively enough to fend off from a Gear 4th Kong gun, as we have clearly seen. And that's a good thing, because that means that there's a little nick in their armor. But overall, this was an overall really good chapter. I love this, and I really do love this. What surprised me more is that we see Gear 4th. That's like the end all trump card. But seeing as how they're going further into more powerful people territory, I can understand King Kong gun being used more often, to the point where King Kong would no longer have any drawbacks, like Gear 3rd had drawbacks, and now Luffy is able to use that freely without his body shrinking. I'm sorry if I'm rambling on, but this whole thing has got me hyped. Just how long is he planning to use Gear 4th? Because that dude's going to need to take a rest. The thing is, Cracker is strong. He got Luffy to a point where he was wheezing and panting and out of breath. You really don't see that from people that Luffy is fighting, due to the fact that Luffy is able to match up to them for a little bit before he's able to overpower them. But after a short skirmish, Luffy is already out of breath until he pulls out Gear 4. So that means the executives are strong, which also brings up another note. How strong are the other executives? Because Cracker was able to hold his ground. And I wonder what devil fruit he has to split his arm and his one-of-a-kind sword into multiple different copies. So that's another interesting thing to see. But we will have to find out if it continues from this fight, or if it continues from another person's perspective in the next chapter. So I want to thank you all for coming out to see this video. I hope you enjoyed yourselves. I know I did. As you have clearly seen, I love One Piece. And I look forward to seeing you all again in the next video. So, as always, later, peoples.